Warthog here. Today is May 21st, 2026. Today's adventure is going to be hiking from the Penny Pines trailhead in Mount Laguna to the Big Laguna Lake and Big Laguna Meadow. Should be a pretty good adventure. It's really nice weather. It's around 70, so it's great. So come along for the ride. The trail begins across the Sunrise Highway and initially follows the Noble Canyon Trail, and then there'll be a side trail to go to the lakes and the meadow. Beginning of Noble Canyon is quite pretty. Lots of trees and the grass is still green, which is kind of surprising for this time of year. I've hiked a little section of this trail in the past, but I've never been ambitious enough to do the whole Noble Canyon Trail. It's about 12 miles, I think, and requires somebody to pick you up or drop you off, but hopefully in the future. Well, after about an eighth of a mile, I've come to an intersection, and if I go to the right, it should take me to the Noble Canyon Trail. And if I go to the left, I should be going to the Big Laguna Trail. Lots of ceanothus along this trail, also called wild lilac. It really took over after the cedar fire. A number of trees were spared, but a lot of pines were lost. I know they've replanted. Hopefully it'll come back in my lifetime. The trail makes a big U-turn, probably to get around this hill, but kind of a mix of shade, white oaks. I haven't seen any coastal live oaks. And the woodpeckers are having a good time here. You can see in this tree they have a lot of acorn storage. Well, I've reached another intersection to the Noble Trail. I didn't even know this existed. I don't think this is actually on the map, but I'm going to be going this direction, which is the Big Laguna Trail. Here's my first glimpse of the meadow. I'm not expecting to see a lot of water. It's been a pretty dry year this year. Well, I've reached another intersection and both signs say Big Laguna Trail. So I'm not sure which one to take. I think I'll go to the left. This is a nice view of the northern part of the meadow. It's pretty large. I understand back in the day they used to use this for cattle grazing. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but there's lots of pretty blue and yellow flowers all along the meadow and along the trail. The trail goes up and around the meadow, probably for a good reason. It's very pretty up here. It's starting to get a little warm though. Guessing it's about 75. Off in the distance, you can actually see some water. I believe that is Big Laguna Lake. I'll have to check the map to make sure. This part of the trail looks like it was once an old dirt road, from what I can tell. It's getting thicker forest as I move in. And off to the right, we have the meadow. I'm not sure what this is. It's in a culvert. Maybe it was part of a dam or something at one time. It's right off to the right of the trail. Well, there's two more of these little dam-like structures. There's another one further up the canyon. If anybody knows what these are, let me know in the comments. Well, I'm at another trail junction. If you go off to the left here, it takes you to the Prado group camp. And if you keep going straight, it'll take me along the Big Laguna Trail. There's a view of Big Laguna Lake. The water level's really low, but I really thought it was going to be completely dry. And then we have a view of the meadow. These are the trekking poles I use. They're just from Big 5 and they're called Sierra Mountain. They were relatively inexpensive, but they've never failed me. I've had them about 10 years. And a lot of people use trekking poles the wrong way. I started using them a while back. As I've gotten older, it really helps your knees. So if you're an older person or even a younger person, I'd highly recommend using trekking poles. All right, this is the proper way to use a trekking pole. You're not supposed to just hold it like that. You're supposed to come in from underneath the strap and then hold it like that. That seems to work the best. That way it doesn't slip and you can get a good grasp if you start to fall. I made it to Big Laguna Lake. There's a lot more water than I expected. They don't allow camping here. And if you keep going to the right, it goes all the way up the meadow. At this point, I've hiked about 2.5 miles, so I think I'm going to find a place to take a drink and eat some lunch. I found a nice shady spot and a perfect rock to sit on to have some lunch, with a great view of the lake. Well, thanks for coming along on this trip. I'm going to have some lunch and then I'm going to head on back. I think the total distance of this hike will be around 4.5 miles or so. I'll figure it out when I get back. This is the Big Laguna Meadow looking north. Today's lunch is not very exciting. It's basically a leftover hamburger from last night. And then we also have some water here. So just water and a hamburger. Excitement. Heading back to the car. About 2.5 miles, I think. It's been a good hike so far. I'd like to come back here in like February, early March, when there might be more water. Lots of ceanothus along this trail. The little black bugs that have been hovering around me seem to like it. And usually bees do, but I haven't seen any bees. It's a very fragrant plant. Too bad you can't smell it on the video. Well, I made it back to the Penny Pines trailhead. You got the trail sign, my stuff, and there's a nice water faucet here that I'm going to take advantage of and dump my hot water out and put some cold water in for the drive home. Well, I hope you enjoyed the trip. Hope to do a lot more of these in the future. Hopefully I'll get better at videotaping. Thanks a lot for coming along.